What's up, Skylar? This is Brian from Leadhounds. Just like we talked about, in this video, I'm going to show you a few things that Dynamic SLR can start doing to bring in new customers through their website, instead of paying for leads one at a time. So you might have asked yourself, why is Brian taking so much time to show me all this stuff for free? Can't I just go do it myself and take advantage of the extra business? And the answer is yeah, you absolutely can do that. And the reason I'm doing this is because at Leadhounds, our number one goal is to provide value to our customers, right? So no matter what they're paying us, we want to make sure they're getting a lot of value out of that. And one thing we like to do is provide a little value up front. That's what this video is all about. And what I've found is that most businesses don't have the time to worry about perfecting their website or showing up on Google internally. So if you do have the time, then that's great. I encourage you to use what you learn in this video. But if you don't, and you like what you see, just give me a call and we can talk about the next steps. Okay, so I mentioned those 3 strategies, but what are we actually talking about here? What's the goal of the strategies? And that's all going to center around what's called buyer intent keywords. So that's basically a word or a phrase that someone is going to search on Google when they're looking to pay for a service. So for Dynamic SLR, that might be something like solar panels Dallas, because I know you guys work in Dallas, Texas. So I went ahead and searched that on Google, and we can take a look at what shows up. So we got the paid ads at the top, basically pay Google to get those links. Not too many people click on them though. Then we have the map section, which we'll come back to. And finally, we have the organic listings. So these are basically the websites that show up without having to pay Google directly. And these are where most of the website traffic goes. So as you can see here, some of your competitors like Sunrun, DFW Solar, they're showing up at the top. Freedom Solar, I know that's a big one in Texas. So then if we keep scrolling down, we can look for Dynamic. And yeah, I mean, I don't see you guys anywhere on that first or second page, right? So that means that all the people that are searching for solar panels Dallas are going to these websites and not Dynamic SLRs. So you got to ask, well, how many people is that? Do I even care? Well, we can take a look at that. So this is a tool I use called Ahrefs. It gives me search engine data. And right here, we can see that keyword, solar panels Dallas. And Ahrefs tells us that it gets 1,100 searches every single month, right? And if you go down this list, there's another 500, another 150 for these other keywords. And I can tell you there's more than this. And that means that there are thousands of people searching for Dallas solar panels, right? A service that you guys provide, solar installations, solar repairs. And if you're not showing up for these keywords, nobody's going to find your website. So why don't we take a look at the keywords you are showing up for? Now, I can tell just by looking at this. Oh, yeah, search Dynamic SLR on Ahrefs. I can tell just by looking here, 843 backlinks, right? You guys have put some resources into promoting this site. So we're going to take a look at what that's gotten you. We're looking at your keywords now, and we'll sort it by position, right? This is like where you are on Google. So this means for all these with a 1, you're the first link on Google. So that's good. You show up first for a lot, but let's take a look at what these are. Producing solar panels, okay? Calculation of solar power. All right, so we're looking down this list, and whoever you paid to do your SEO already, I can tell they did a good job for these keywords, but are you getting anything out of these? Well, I don't know, and I don't think you would be getting calls from the right types of people. And what I mean by that is there's no buyer intent keywords here, right? If someone Googles Dynamic SLR, you've already given them a call. They already know who you are. They're just trying to make sure that you're a legit company, right? But that's not a new customer. And something like calculating solar power, someone could Google that from anywhere in the country. Somebody Googles that in Florida, I don't know if you guys operate there, but somebody does that and they find dynamic SLR, who cares? They're not going to hire a Texas company to come install solar panels in Florida. So we can keep going down, and I still haven't seen anything like Solar Panels Dallas or Houston or El Paso, wherever you guys do it. And now we're into third spot. Still haven't seen anything. Just want to make sure we're getting down to where you're towards the bottom of the first page, and there's no buyer intent keywords here, right? So basically all those resources you put into this, they're going towards the wrong targets. Now you're at the bottom of Google's number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then we're off the first page. Nobody's going past the first page to find a website. All right, so let's just take a look at one of your competitors that was showing up high on those searches, DFW Solar Electric. So we can see here they have 414 keywords, and look at theirs, right? Got Solar Panels Dallas, Solar Dallas, Dallas Solar Panels. Who's going to Google this stuff, right? People who live in Dallas that want solar panels. And you can see they're in the top 5 spots for all of these, right? So they're going to be getting all the website traffic from these keywords. And look, they don't even have nearly as many backlinks as you guys. They haven't put as much resources into this. Okay, so how can you beat out DFW Solar for those keywords? The first thing, and that comes back to those strategies I talked about at the start of the video. And the first one is going to be the content on your website. So if we look at dynamicslr.com, your website looks awesome, right? I can tell you got this done by a professional, but there's not much content here. And what Google wants to see from its top businesses is at least 1,500 words of content on the homepage that actually uses those keywords that you want to rank for, like Solar Panels Dallas, right? So you probably only have a couple hundred words here, not quite as many as Google wants to see. And then there's some other on-site stuff you can do, such as optimizing your images, right? So let's take a look at this one, for example. If I try to download it, so this image should download with one of the keywords you want to target, right? That's not happening here, right? So they have not optimized this. And there's lots of other things you can do on site just to optimize the back end, right? Stuff that people aren't even going to see, but that's going to help Google rank you up in those search results. Okay, so let's go on to the second thing. And that's going to be backlinks, right? I mentioned those before because I could see that you guys already have a lot. You've definitely paid somebody. But what these are is they're when another website posts a link that goes to your website. And that's going to tell Google a couple of things. One, that you're a credible business, right? Because other people are talking about you. And two, that you're relevant to whatever those other websites are talking about. So if they're actually using your keywords, that's going to be even better because Google knows that that's what you are relevant to. Okay, so you have 843. What's your competitor have? DFW. So they only have 111. But the thing about backlinks is it's not just about the quantity. You also have to have the quality backlinks, right, that are going to rank you up. So let's take a look at yours and see if we can figure out what might be wrong. And the first thing that stands out to me is this do follow column, right? All these ones that have a 0, that means that that backlink doesn't actually give you any search power, right? So you can see that all these ones with a 0, I mean, that's a good amount, right? And those don't count towards that 843 number, and they're not helping you rank up on Google. The other thing that might help explain it is what's called the anchors. So the anchor text is the words on the backlink that actually contain the hyperlink that goes to dynamicslr.com, right? So we can look through these, and what you want is a good mix of your business name, the URL, and the keywords you want to target. So I can see you have the URL right there. Let's see, I don't see much for, there's some with dynamic SLR, so that's good right there. And then you have some for these keywords, but I don't know if these are the keywords you want to target, right? Like, let's look up solar energy Dallas. Let's go back here. So that only gets 30 searches every month, right? That's not something we want to focus on. We want to focus on those ones we saw before. They have hundreds, right? 1,000 right here just for this one, 500 for this one, not 30 searches. So basically, you got the anchor text from these backlinks going to the wrong targets. And that's something we want to update if you want to increase the traffic to your website. One more thing I want to talk about is the Google Maps section. So this is the part of the search results that contains this little map right here, and then you have the 3 featured businesses. So it's really important to get into these top 3 featured businesses because these actually get 30 to 40% of the website traffic that comes from searches like this. So how do you get into those top 3? Well, there's a couple strategies, but one we like to use is called citations. And that's kind of like a backlink, except for instead of going to your website, it goes to your Google Maps listing. So we can basically just get you a ton of those and make sure we're at least matching, but probably going way above and beyond what your competitors have. And then on top of that, we can do things like optimizing your Google Maps images and all the different fields that Google lets you fill out so that you can start climbing the rankings here and eventually get into these 3 featured businesses. All right, thanks so much for watching this video, Skylar. I really hope you got some value out of it. If you did, give me a call or shoot me an email and we can talk about next steps. All right, thanks.